Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you jumping on. The market is definitely moving in the right direction. No doubt about it. Post-election, Trump being elected as the next president, 47th president, things are moving in the right direction. We've got some great Gary Gensler clips for you today, so stay tuned for those. Obviously, there's word that if Trump got elected, Gary Gensler would be fired. So he's going to take some of those questions head on. Let's take a look at pricing and then we'll jump into some news. Bitcoin up over 6% on the election news, 74,237. It went as high as just over 75,000, I believe, an all-time high. So terrific movement in the right direction. Ethereum up over 7%, almost 8%, sitting at 2,645. Solana up 11%, sitting at 185.94, and XRP up 3.70%, sitting at 53 cents. Terrific to see this movement. Let's jump into some news. First, from Smoke Dog, institutions are expecting Trump's victory to be favorable for utility-driven crypto. XRP, documented as a utility coin and a cryptocurrency with an actual use case, utility bull run incoming. So just a couple clips here, how they expect Trump to be favorable for utility-driven crypto initiatives like XRP. It goes on to say XRP is the digital token used to facilitate payment settlement, asset exchange, and remittance via Ripple-designed infrastructure, RippleNet. The token itself is a placeholder for anything that carries the definition of a unit of value. Natural examples include fiat currencies and commodities. Less obvious are mobile minutes and air miles. This coming out of a redburn.com article. And then finally from DC FinTech Week, it says the launch of new cryptocurrencies with actual use cases like XRP, the tokenization of ETFs, and the development of stablecoins by central banks are exactly what is needed to expedite the process. This election should only help these things, regulations, etc., move forward. Moving on to Black Swan Capitalists. He says Donald Trump's former economic advisor, Judy Shelton, outlines an alternative to gold for cross-border settlements. XRP is a cross-border remittance protocol that functions as digital gold, stabilizing currencies and solving the cross-border payments challenge for central banks. Let's take a listen to Judy.
It doesn't have to be gold. I think that it's important that
Do you hear that? It doesn't have to be gold in her mind. It does not have to be gold.
it doesn't have to be gold. I think that it's important that money be a meaningful unit of account when it goes cross border. It should be meaningful and dependable through time. But we do live in a world that involves international trade, international finance, and in some ways it's a giant step backward that we don't have this level monetary foundation for evaluating decisions of where to buy and sell goods and services and where to invest. Why should those decisions be so distorted by constantly changing currencies, by the role of the foreign exchange market? I mean, you have 7 or 8 trillion in daily turnover. You have all kinds of hundreds of billions, hundreds of trillions, in fact. If you look at the notional value of the derivatives that are riding on the differential interest rate policies of the world's major central banks and the impact of on currencies.
So great find there from Black Swan Capitalist and Versan. The point being, it doesn't need to be gold. It can be XRP on the XRPL. But again, need that regulation, and I think we're a step closer now after the election. Coming in from Jeremy Hogan, utmost respect to John Deaton. He didn't win his race tonight, but I have a feeling still a lot of fight left in the man. We are proud of you, John. Also, it's a tough way to lose weight, but all that walking around, shaking hands, you're looking good. So, unfortunately, John Deaton lost to Elizabeth Warren, but there were plenty of pro crypto candidates that did win last night. So that's the good thing. Unfortunately, John was not one of those. But
It doesn't have to
sounds
be
like maybe
gold.
he'll continue
I
to do
think that
work.
it's
Sounds like maybe he'll continue to do work in the political field. Hopefully that's the case. Tony Edwards coming in here, Thinking Crypto Podcast, says, "Hey, at Gary Gensler, excuse me, hey, at Gary Gensler, start packing your bags, bro." Again, in regards to
Oh, we're going to let it grow. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman. I didn't know he was that unpopular. Well, I didn't know he was that unpopular. Let me say it again. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler. Whoa. Oh, we're going to let it grow.
So you've probably heard that before, but now that Trump was elected, we'll see what he lives up to here, and we're going to hear from Gary Gensler here in a couple minutes. Mr. Mann says Standard Chartered. Excuse me here. Let me hit mute there. Stay with me.
If their party loses, do you see?
So Mr. Mann says Standard Chartered times Wise times Ripple equals follow the money. Here, Wise Platform and Standard Chartered partner to improve international payments. Wise, a global technology company focused on cross-border money transfers, has partnered with Standard Chartered to support augmented international payments for the latter's cross-border payment service. By teaming up with Wise, the Wise platform, Standard Chartered is set to allow its customers in Asia and the Middle East to transfer funds through its platform in 21 currencies more efficiently. Also, the two organizations aim to deliver transparent pricing, with customers benefiting from the mid-market rate with no additional markups. So, Standard Chartered, we know, complete strategic investment in Ripple. So, connect the dots. Ripple, Strategic Chartered, Wise. You get the point. More partnerships for Ripple, more opportunity. All these connections have an impact. All right, for some Gary Gensler interviews, here's the first one from Digital Asset Investor. He says, vote for Trump equals Gary Gensler fired. Vote for Kamala equals Operation Choke Point 2.0. Senator Warren, Gary Gensler, war on crypto continues. Well, we know the outcome now, so it's going to be number one. Gary Gensler is probably going to get fired here. Let's take a listen.
Loses. The SEC chair traditionally resigns on or before inauguration if their party loses. Do you see yourself as a traditional SEC chair?
Well, I'm honored to be the 33rd chair, and I don't know if there's a traditional. There's 4 or 5 of us that were not lawyers, so I'm not a lawyer. Joe Kennedy wasn't, so that puts us in the minority. But again, I'm not going to comment on an election, Hope, as much as you care to pull me in. My legal term does, as a commissioner, runs till the middle of 26. But you're right that traditionally presidents get to decide who the chairs of the SEC. That's a good part of democracy.
Absolutely. Curious though, what was going through your mind when you saw the headline earlier this year that the former president said he would vow to fire you?
My daughters found it interesting. I could say that, and they sent me a few text messages. But other than that, I mean, I thought that's what presidents do to their entire cabinet as well. So I just thought that's part of democracy.
And are you afraid that, from reports from Bloomberg, that Democratic donors, major ones, are also pushing Kamala Harris's team to replace you? Are you afraid of that outcome?
Hope I sleep fine at night.
Ha! So Gary Gensler sleeps fine at night. Oh, good for him. Moving on to another one from Digital Asset Investor in that same interview. I'll just give you a little bit of this, but take a listen. Wow, Money 2020. This crowd hates Gensler. She literally says it. This is spot on.
When I was invited to talk with you in this fireside, I was very excited. I was telling
Bear with me one second.
fireside. I was very excited. I was telling my colleagues, and one of them said to me, wow, Money 2020, I mean, this crowd hates Gensler. I don't know if you knew that, or if now that you do know, I mean, is that a sign for you that you...
So wow, this crowd hates Gensler. She came right out and said it. I'll give you just a little bit more of this and then we'll cut it short.
You're actually doing your job? Is that the middlemen maybe that you're targeting and trying to make more transparent, that's your goalpost of how you measure success?
No, hope I don't measure success through the animus that what we do. So
I'll leave it there. Gary obviously knows he's in trouble. How long will he stick around? Let's see. Sounds like he's got plenty of money in the bank, so I don't think finances is an issue. But hopefully we can move on from him. And rumors are Hester Pierce, another SEC commissioner, could be the next in line. So we shall see. Lots of news, I'm sure, coming out after this election. Hopefully it's positive for the crypto industry. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on X @OrlandoMott, and I will see you on the flip side.